Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Sprint Ride Option Podcast. We are live. It's a new episode of the Sprint Ride Option Podcast. Maybe the only 49ers podcast out there that will give you an in-depth preview of 49ers Rams, a review of Silk Sonic, and maybe even try and sneak in some anxious millennial cowboy talk. I'm talking about AEW Full Gear, my guy. Jason Aponte, Andrew Pasquini, as always. Jason, how you doing on this lovely Friday? A post an evening with Silk Sonic World. How are we feeling today?
Amazing. And thank you, Bruno Mars. Thank you, Anderson .Paak.
Blessed.
Thank you. Because honestly, I needed that. I needed it. And last night, things didn't feel good. And it's been a week of me being upset, screaming into the void because nobody cares what I think. And literally all of that went away because Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars decided to bless us with the album of the year. It was a classic. It was a classic before it dropped. It was a classic 30 minutes after it dropped. Thank you, Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. I appreciate you.
We appreciate it. And then we will talk about the album later. We're a business before fun podcast here, but man, what an album. Woo! Like I know we're canceling Kanye. I know Drake had his album. I know
we're canceling Kanye.
I know Lil Nas X had his album, but man,
Lil Nas X is about to be on Maury Povich next week. Yes, Andrew Pasquini.
Why?
Because it's hilarious.
I don't even want to talk about the Niners Rams. There's too much pop culture stuff going on right now.
Because it's hilarious, and Lil Nas X's marketing team is better than everyone else's.
Because I'm assuming it's because he had the picture where like the album was his baby, right?
Right. So now he's going to go on Maury. He's going on. It's so good. It is so good, honestly, right now. And there's plenty of things to be happy about. And that's what's kind of gotten me away from all of the negativity that is surrounding the 49ers, is that there are a lot of things to be happy about.
There's plenty of things to be happy about. And I'm sure we'll talk about it. We're going to have a fun, relaxed episode today, guys. For sure. It's been an anxious week to be a 49er fan, coming off just to go through it. We're not going to dive into it too much. The loss to Arizona, obviously, things were said by John Lynch that I'm not even going to begin to dive into about Fred Warner. Obviously Odell Beckham signing with the Rams, which we're going to talk about. Jalen Hurd being waived, that era is over. We don't need to talk about that. We've talked about that plenty of times before today, and before he was even waived. We've had that conversation about what he does and all that. And
shout out Terry McLaurin, which is something we've talked about plenty of times. That was my reaction to the news, as I posted a picture of the second round of the 20 whatever draft, or third round, whatever round it was. Yeah, man, like as I said with Jalen Hurd, it's always the idea was fun, but at some point you got to give up on the idea because the execution's not going to be there. And it seems we found the point. We found the point of where the Niners decided the line was for Jalen Hurd. So we'll see. And I'm very honestly, I think the thing I'm most excited for about Jalen Hurd is when he goes and signs with like the Jaguars and ends up being Trevor Lawrence's number one receiver for 10 years. It's going to be cool. It's inevitable. But is what it is. It happens. Obviously, teams miss on draft picks for multiple reasons. Unfortunately, the Niners miss on Jalen Hurd. That book is officially closed. So we got all the not fun stuff out of the way. At least the known not fun stuff. Obviously, I think within this conversation about 49ers Rams, Jason, there's probably going to be some not fun things talked about, because this is a case of a very good football team going up against as Jason Aponte defined them on Tuesday, a bad football team. And what makes this even more fun is it's on Monday Night Football. This is in front of the whole nation. This isn't a Fox Sunday with Gus Johnson and Aqib Talib calling the game at the same time as America's Game of the Week. Luke Riddick's not going to pull punches. You're about to get it on national television. I'm so excited to hear what Peyton and Eli have to say. I decided.
Oh yeah,
I decided to myself that for Niner Monday night games, I wasn't going to watch the Peyton and Eli broadcast just because they kind of take the attention away from the game. And Jason, as professional podcasters, we got to be focused on the game. But I think half of our podcast is going to be the things on Tuesday. Is going to be the things the Manning brothers say. I'm very curious to see what they say. I'm still probably going to watch the game on the standard one because, as I said, it does take away a little bit from the game. But I'm definitely going to be strolling through Twitter and Reddit and saving just the best things that were said by the Manning brothers. And it's going to be insane. It's going to be fun.
And our commenters right now, they're the best in the game right now because they understand the analysis, they understand, and these are the smartest big brain people in the world, as evidenced right here by Jesse. If the 49ers score more points than the Rams and they have a chance, I'm not certain that you can get any better than that. And that is from one of our commenters. That is one of the keys to winning this game somehow for the 49ers.
We're just going to run this joke every week.
I don't care. It's funny.
I love it.
I don't care.
We're here. Yeah, so the San Francisco 49ers, they make the trip down to Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles
Rams.
Don't. Oh, is it up in Santa Clara? I thought it was in LA.
Is.
Oh man. Oh man,
look how sad you got because you knew the game was in Levi's.
Now it's a home game. Now it's in Levi's. Now my prediction's totally going to be different. Game is up in Santa Clara. That's hand up on me. I was looking at the wrong week in the skin. I was looking at the last week.
I can't wait to go in January though to go to LA and watch them play in SoFi in a meaningless game.
Hey, it might be meaningful to them. They could be fighting for a first round bye or something, fun things like that. But yeah, so the Niners, it's in Santa Clara, not San Francisco, in Santa Clara, to take on the 7-2 Los Angeles Rams. And I know it's very fun to have the conversation about, like, jokingly, Shanahan beating McVay and ownage is ownage. I think that joke ends on Monday. The Rams are very good. But the positive thing about this game is at least the Niners have draft picks. You know, they've had draft picks the last 5 years. So I couldn't even get through that joke.
Yeah,
because the Rams are kind of the opposite of what the 49ers, they changed it, obviously, because of Trey Lance trade. But the Rams strategy is pretty much, we don't care about first round picks. We're going to go get good talent and figure out what we need to figure out later in the offseason, which obviously the Rams won Super Bowl appearance just like the Niners. But the Rams are in the playoffs every year and the Niners are not. So it's interesting to see that. And this sounds like me criticizing the Niners, but it's more of a wraparound way to say good things about them because they finally figured out moving those picks, being aggressive with those picks.
No, what you're saying is that there's a different way to skin a cat. And if I can talk frankly to 49er fans.
You're just going with skin a cat. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to get violent today.
Hey, I'm tired of you telling me about draft picks and the locker room will blow up. There are different ways to remain competitive. And the Rams are showing you that. For every single person that looks me in the face on Twitter and tells me that draft is a crapshoot, guess what? The Rams don't care about that crapshoot. They are taking known commodities for those picks. And yet, somehow, 49er fans look at them and look down their nose at them. What are they doing? You wish your team was competitive every single year. Yeah. You wish your team was able to make the playoffs every single year. And look, this is it. This is the last negativity that I'm going to put right here. For 49er fans to ask me, where's the Rams Super Bowl based on all of this? You have got some nerve. You have a lot of nerve, man. Wow. To even breathe that thought, to even have that thought creep into your mind about Super Bowls and to look down at the Rams for potentially each year putting themselves in a position to be in the tournament. You have got some nerve.
Yeah.
You have a lot of nerve.
I don't understand. This isn't even just like a Niner fan aspect. It's more of a sports thing. We're in a world where if you make the playoffs, you're bad because you don't win.
If you're 5 of 6 years where you're a losing season, somehow that's better. What?
Yeah, no, it's insane to me that people look at the Rams as like, yeah, man, they don't have draft picks. What are they going to do? Well, what they do is, and this is going to be my first talking point because I think it's very fun. This talking point because I'm looking at numbers. The biggest difference between the Niners and Rams, at least this year too, and what these two teams did in the offseason. I know the Niners were in on Stafford, is the quarterback position. The quarterback position, right? The Rams, they had a quarterback that they knew wasn't going to work, Jared Goff, right? And I know I'm not taking away from the Niners. I'm not taking away from the Niners because I know the Niners tried. The Niners tried to move off of Garoppolo this offseason. And even the offseason before, if you want to take the Tom Brady rumors at what they are, the Niners have tried. The Rams did it. And that's the big difference. But like as dumb as it sounds, guys, that's the big difference between this Rams in 2020 that you can say, hey, the Niners, Shanahan beats Sean McVay. That's what he does. The Niners were good against the Rams because Jared Goff was at quarterback. And that's not even taking away from Jared Goff. Jared Goff was very good in that very, very good in that Super Bowl year. You know who else was good in that Super Bowl year? Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, well, that's
Jimmy Garoppolo was good in a Super Bowl year. Goff trends down, Garoppolo trends down. The Rams say we're not going to waste this time anymore. They go out and get Matt Stafford, and I want to show you what that looks like because I was bored and I decided I'm going to look up Jared Goff's 2020 stats through 9 games, and I'm just going to compare him to Matt Stafford because Matt Stafford has played 9 games with the Rams. Are you ready for this? Because this is a fun thing. Through 9 games in 2020, Jared Goff had 321 attempts. Through 9 games in 2021 for the Rams, Matthew Stafford has 321 attempts. They are bar for bar, same throws. And let's just see what that looks like in terms of what the Rams got versus what they had.
I love it. You're killing it right now. Go.
Matthew Stafford through 9 games, 321 pass attempts. I just lost his stat. 23 touchdowns. 23 touchdown passes. Jared Goff, same number games, same number of attempts last season. 13 touchdowns.
Wow.
That is just a 60-point difference right off the bat. Through 321 attempts, both of them have 6 interceptions. And you might say, wow, Stafford has the same amount of interceptions as Jared Goff. He has 10 more touchdowns. Let's just get that out of the way now.
So basically what I'm learning right now from these stats that you're giving me, Andrew, and let me just see if I can, draw a conclusion. Having a good quarterback is really good.
It's relatively important. And I mean, the one stat that kind of jumps out to me is Stafford's completed 6 more passes through 9 games. 219 to 213, which was Goff was at last year. 324 more yards on 6 more attempts. So I get it. I don't think I'm breaking news that Matthew Stafford is better than Jared Goff. I think
that's a fire stat though, but that's a fire stat.
That's been known. But what you need to look at is, especially when you're comparing the Niners to the Rams, is the Rams weren't afraid to make that jump. And obviously Matthew Stafford isn't the best comparison because the Niners were very much in on Matthew Stafford and the Rams got him. But I think the difference is kind of back to the original point. And that's another good point. Stafford isn't his first year of his playbook. Goff is 4 years in. Is the point. The Rams, if we want to believe rumors, the Niners had a 2nd round pick offer. The Rams kicked in the 1st round pick.
And ate some of Goff's contract.
And ate some of Goff's contract to get this done. And so like to me, it goes through the thought process of these two teams. The Rams, what would you rather have? A 1st round pick in Jared Goff? Or would you rather have no 1st round pick in Matt Stafford? And obviously, as I said, I know the Niners got, I'm not going to use that word. The Rams slid in underneath them, right? And got Stafford like that.
I want to take this one when you're done.
We'll get this one, Brian. That's a great question for those of you listening. To play devil's advocate, what if somehow the Niners D can make them look like the Titans D Sunday night? Do the Niners still lose? We'll talk about that. That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, and I watched the tape. I watched fully this entire week, and I was able to take notes on what exactly Tennessee did to make them look like that. So I have a perfect answer for this.
There we go. So we'll come back to that question. So yeah, I don't know where I'm getting at with this point. More so just the Niners and Rams do things differently, and they've had varying levels of success. And it's just curious to see that the one team who made the dive, who full committed to Matt Stafford and didn't care what the price was, is seeing such an uptick at the quarterback position, where the Niners are sitting here with year 4 of Jimmy Garoppolo, kind of knowing what he is, and they went into this season knowing what he is. And the Rams saying, no, we know what Jared Goff is. We're not going to wait until this contract expires. We're going to improve this quarterback position now. And even just to even bring the timeline closer to where we're at right now, you see them do the same thing with Odell. They don't need Odell Beckham. The Rams don't need Odell. They have fine receivers.
They have they have the offensive player of the year on their team right now. And they just added Odell Beckham.
Yeah, so and that's my point is they're going out there. It's not necessarily a need. They're fine at receiver. And I'm not trying to say that the Niners, I mean, I guess you could say the Niners lost out on Odell because they were in it. You can't tell me they weren't, because we heard the report that we heard what they said. And the Rams just went out and did it. And it is what it is. It sucks as a Niner fan that the Rams are being more aggressive and being more consistently successful. And I don't know. I mean, to quote Jason Aponte, because it's what we said last year when the Niners beat them twice. This isn't the same sorry ass Rams. This isn't what they are. And it just goes to show that they have, and I'll be done here in a second, is they have pretty much the same weapons they had last year. And they decided, we have these weapons and the quarterback position isn't cutting it. We need to change that. They did it, and now they're 7-2, and in my mind, probably the NFC favorites, even in front of the Buccaneers, in front of the Packers, in front of teams like that, because they are aggressive and they don't care. Hello, Don Burr. Jason Aponte, the floor is yours.
No, it's just I think that you have laid it out perfectly. And this is what I'm talking about with there's different ways to skin a cat. Don't tell me about all the draft picks that you have and look me in the face and tell me that the draft is a crapshoot when there's teams that are like, man, let's forget that crapshoot and let's get proven players, because you know what? We want to win. And for every 49er fan that kind of like tucks themselves into bed and says, well, Odell's going to blow up the locker room. Well, it doesn't really matter. Guess what? You said that about Jalen Ramsey. You said that about Marcus Peters. You said that about Odell Beckham. You know why it doesn't happen? Teams want to play for Sean McVay. And players want to play for Sean McVay. And their culture is better right now than the 49ers. Sorry if I had to deliver that news to anybody. And also, the reason that the 49ers lost out on Odell Beckham, he wanted to play for a contender.
Yeah.
The 49ers are not. And who's the better quarterback? And what's the better pass-happy offense? Mm-hmm. Odell Beckham knew exactly what he was doing. One, you sign a 1-year deal, you get to chase a ring, and you get to up your stock because Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback that he's ever played for, and he hasn't even played it down for him yet.
Yeah. And I mean, you talk about the 49ers and the Odell Beckham thing. Jason, there's a reason on Friday we talked about last Friday, we talked about what Odell Beckham could look like in the Niners offense. You notice how we didn't talk about Odell Beckham on Tuesday? Because that Cardinals loss eliminated any hope of him wanting to come here. That's just what it is. It is what it is.
And John Lynch admitted, we called, and he said, you're not a contender. I'm good. You have to earn that right. Now, I don't like what he said before that, because that was completely unnecessary to say what he said before that. And for anybody who doesn't know, I implore you to go listen to what he said on KNBR.
Fred Warner?
No. What he said about Odell Beckham in 2018 coming to him on the sideline and saying, come get me, and you didn't do it. So that was unnecessary. You did not have to say that at all. You did not. That was unnecessary.
Well, that was before they had to get DeForest Buckner's money off the books, Jason.
You did not have to say that. My thing is, it's like, as a general manager, who is media trained, you're literally from the media. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Why would you say that? It was unnecessary.
No.
It was unnecessary to say that. So it was just it's a microcosm of what's going on right now. And then for him to say, yeah, we called and we haven't earned that right because we haven't won games. It was like, leave that first part out. Please leave that first part out.
Yeah.
And just say the second part. Not everything needs to be said.
No.
One more thing I want to touch on real quick is Kyle Shanahan said something in his press conference that really, really got me upset. Good coaches get C players to play like B players. Our A players are not playing like A players, and good coaches make A players play like A players all the time. Did you just slap yourself in the face by saying that?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? What is going on with both of these gentlemen that you don't understand what you're saying to the media anymore? You are almost, it's word vomit. You have no idea what you're saying right now, and you're almost slapping yourself in the face. Okay, that's just my rant on that, and I'm good on that. But it's me. Don't say A players aren't playing like A players, and good coaches get A players to play like A players. You literally just told on yourself. Mm-hmm. Do you not understand the thought process there? Like, why would you say that? What on earth is going on? Anyway, I want to touch on what Brian's saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get positive, Jason. Yeah. How are the Niners gonna stop the Rams offense?
Okay, so I got a chance to watch that entire Rams game because I was fascinated. Mm-hmm. People would look at that game on the outside looking in and say, how on earth are the Tennessee Titans going to win this game in LA? The Rams are rolling. No Derrick Henry. How do you do that? How do you do that? Right now, the Tennessee front four is playing so well, and they are getting so much pressure. So Brian is asking to play devil's advocate. What if somehow the Niners D can make him look like the Titans D Sunday night? Do we still lose? Do you have Harold Landry right now on the Titans side who is playing out of his absolute mind? Literally every pass play that they ran almost in that game had someone in their backfield disrupting their timing, getting in Matthew Stafford's face. That Titans front four is ferocious. Mm-hmm. They are playing out of their mind right now. Right now, the 49ers do not have that.
No.
They don't have that. They do not. Now, we got a glimpse of it last week because obviously Nick Bosa is who he is. And I'm tired of people saying, whatever it is about Nick Bosa. No, he's still the man. He's still top tier.
He's still very good.
He's still very good. Arik Armstead was playing inside, and that was Arik Armstead's best game of the year. Hands down. I don't give a damn what the stats say. That man was in the backfield, and he was creating havoc. The only way the 49ers have a shot in this game is if they can duplicate what that Titans front four did, create pressure, knock off their timing. They were running their flood concept. The Titans were disrupting that all game. They were and when you get in Matthew Stafford's face, that's when the turnovers happen. So if the 49ers cannot create any sort of pressure and you're going to leave Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, maybe Odell Beckham, we still don't know if he's going to play in this game. And if he does, I won't assume that he's going to have all the snaps because how could you grasp the entire playbook within a certain amount of days? But how on earth could you see this secondary slowing them down if Matthew Stafford is back there allowed to take his time and pick him apart? The Tennessee Titans front four was incredible. I implore anybody to watch that game and tell me that they saw anything different. Yeah. They were in the backfield on every single pass play, and the Tennessee Titans have something right now that the 49ers don't have, which is that defensive line that we believe that they would have, and it's just not producing at the same level. There's my rant.
And the 49ers defensive line can do that. We've seen individual pieces be very good throughout the season. We obviously Bosa's been very good. Armstead's been good. It's just getting all five, whatever you want to say, going at one time. That's going to be huge. And can the Niners defensive line have that? Because we haven't really seen it, and it's possible. It's doable. And Jason just it's, to me, I think Odell's playing. And I'm very much on the same boat as you. Like, I don't know what he's going to do. I do think he's going to play, which opens up the window for Josh Norman versus Odell Beckham. which those two have a little bit of a history. So like
that's 5D chess by Kyle Shanahan by keeping Josh Norman on.
He knew. Yeah,
he knew Odell was going to be there, and he was like, "I need my secret weapon."
He's going to get Odell ejected. Yeah, dude, it's exciting. And so like the other thing is we've talked about Odell, we've talked about Matt Stafford, Jason. What about that other guy that the Rams said, hey, we're just going to go get him too on the defensive side of the ball? And
Von Miller.
I know he's not what he used to be, but oh my God, if it's Tom Compton versus Von Miller, I don't like calling out individual players like this because that's not who I am. Tom Compton didn't have a good game against the Cardinals. Like, that's just cut dry. I know, Jason, you're doing your sarcastic, shocked face. If Tom Compton's the starter, he needs to be very good. That sounds dumb. And the terrible thing about this is we talk about the Sunday night game. Was it 2 years ago or last year? The Daniel Brunskill game where they double teamed Aaron Donald a lot. And Brunskill looked really good doing it because he had the help the whole time. That's a good one. I like that. Jason's very.
I'm sorry.
The thing is about the error, or not the error, the Daniel Brunskill game. I got very thrown off by that comment.
That's great.
Is he had that double team help? Tom Compton's not going to get that help because Daniel Brunskill is going to have to block Aaron Donald. So to me, this is going to be a game where I think Kittle's not going to be very effective in the pass game because I think he's going to stay home a lot unless you get Warner in there and block more and have Kittle do the receiver things. This game has all the feels of just like, I don't want to word it like this, but it's really the best. This game is going to test 49er fans' patience. And when I say that is if the Niners come out very not competitive, like they did against Arizona, like they did against a lot of teams this year, right? Like, this is going to be a game where people are going to turn it off because people aren't going to want to watch the Niners lose to the Rams in a blowout fashion on Monday Night Football where everybody's watching. This is going to be a real patience tester, I think, for the 49er fans. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope that the Niners stay in this game. But the way the Rams are compared to what the Niners are at this point in the 2021 season, everything the Rams do really good, the Niners don't do well. And everything the Niners do well, the Rams have ways to counter that. Like Debo's going to, okay, Jalen Moore is getting most of the reps at right tackle. That's good. That's very good. Okay, I didn't hear that. That's good to hear. I'm excited. But at the same time, we rag on Tom Compton. Now we're going to have we could switch the conversation the other way.
But let me not get everybody excited here because that last part, Compton didn't practice today, was for personal reasons.
Yeah, but
there's no injury.
But let's take it at what this is. Let's just say that Moore was getting most of the right, and let's say he's lining up to start at right tackle. Now you're talking about Von Miller against a rookie making his first start at right tackle. So it's also the same thing. So this game, like you want to talk about Debo and how phenomenal of a season he's had. He's going to have to line up against Jalen Ramsey. Brandon Ayuk could be open, but we got to talk about getting Jimmy Garoppolo time against Von Miller and Aaron Donald and this ferocious rant,
and Leonard Floyd. It's not just them. It's not just those two.
I'm just naming the big names. Yeah,
they're gonna run everybody over that side. You're not gonna go left. Like, honestly, I'm not an offensive coordinator. I'm not a defensive coordinator.
No.
But if I was looking at the 49ers, I would say, okay, who's good? The left side's really good. The right side's not good. Let me move everybody over on that side and force them into that. And no matter what happens here, Jalen Moore can take as many right tackle snaps as he likes. And you guys. What I want really realistically at the end of this game is I want apologies to Mike McGlinchey. I want everybody to wake up and all that disrespect that you threw at Mike McGlinchey, I want you to wake up and apologize and say, man, we missed you. Two things that Mike McGlinchey did. He never missed a game. And now he's missing games. And now you're seeing what's going to happen without him. Okay. So let's just play this right here. Let's say it is, let's just say, they move Daniel Brunskill, right tackle. They start Aaron Banks. You guys happy? Cool. That's still not good. Now let's do it the other way. Now let's just say it's Jalen Moore and it's Brunskill. But when Jalen Moore steps into the first time taking right tackle reps. Practice doesn't matter. That's not the game snaps.
Talking about practice?
When Jalen Moore starts getting whipped, I don't want to hear you yelling, oh, Jalen Moore's not good. I like, seriously, I don't want to hear any of that. So you need to start keeping your same energy and make sure that you apologize to Mike McGlinchey, because you would kill to have Mike McGlinchey in this game right now.
Yeah.
The disrespect, the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect that you guys put out there. And that's it, man. I am tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. You guys wanted this? Bench McGlinchey. Whoever could be the next good guy behind him can try. No.
It's not as easy as that.
No.
Yeah, and Jason, do you want me to give you bad news about the offensive line situation? The Rams.
Wait, hold up.
Oh no,
he won't be missed. Hold on.
We're not going at. We're not going at Gustavo. We are.
He won't be missed. You're happy now? You want to see Tom Compton. You want to see a person play his first reps ever at right tackle, and you don't think he'll be missed. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
The Rams, before Von Miller even takes a snap for them, leads the NFL in sacks. So like this is just getting to a point. Like I don't want to be that guy, but like I don't know how I can draw away the Niners win this game. That's just where it is. And as I said, it's nothing against the Niners, just more. It's more the talent gap between the Rams and the Niners. That's what it is. Yeah, no, McGlinchey hasn't been bad, and we've been saying it on this podcast. Is the McGlinchey thing, man, is for every one bad highlight, there's 5 good ones that just don't get seen. So yeah, it is what it is. McGlinchey, obviously, unfortunately, one of the bigger injuries on the season this year, because you're going to see the big issue at right tackle depth specifically. Jason, we're at 30 minutes here. Do you have any final thoughts you want to say on this game before we get into the preview, and we can have a little bit of Friday fun?
There is a path.
Okay, let's hear it. This is what I want to hear. Let's go. Let's hear it.
There is a path for the 49ers to win this game. The only way to slow down this pass rush is to run at the guys that are going to be there. Run to the right side. You know, I know it doesn't sound pleasant, but you're going to have to try to run away from, you're going to have to try to run towards them and slow down the pass rush. If the 49ers cannot run the ball at all in this game and they become one-dimensional, that is when you are going to fear for Jimmy Garoppolo in this way. And that is really, really what is the only way to do this, because you have to get back into the play action and you have to find a way to slow down this pass rush, because it's not going to be through straight pass pro. If Kyle Shanahan goes into this game and wants to drop back Jimmy Garoppolo, we are about to watch a person die on national television. And that's not cool, man. And that can't be the game plan. No. The 49ers have to do something that they have never done this season. Play a complete football game. Have both sides of the ball show up. And make sure that you don't fumble the ball, you don't give away third downs, any of that. The 49ers are going to have to do something they haven't done all year. They're going to have to play like a desperate team, a team that is actually on their P's and Q's. But at this point, right now, who could believe that that's down the line? Because we're already in week 10. Why are we talking about this team in week 10 trying to do something that they haven't done yet? And that's the problem more than anything. There's a path. The 49ers can possibly win this game. Crazier things have happened. Yeah. I just watched the Miami Dolphins beat the Baltimore Ravens last night.
I mean, the Ravens are frauds, but that's okay.
The Ravens are frauds? Oof, Andrew, we'll talk about this offline, man. Goodness gracious. But I'll tell you this, 49er fans. Here's what you hang your hat on. The 49ers won't lose on Sunday.
Points. That should count as something.
Boom. But at the same time, realistically, there is a path. And I'm a big range of outcomes guy. Things are possible, but what's likely? And at this point, I don't know how you can expect the 49ers to win this game. Spoiler alert, I'm not picking the 49ers to win this game.
Oh, I'm not either.
And I don't like that. But It's just what I see with my eyes. The Rams are coming off a loss, and they're not happy. They're adding someone to their team that gives you a little bit of juice, and it makes you feel better. Right now, those 3 receivers, it is going to be a nightmare to cover all 3 of those guys with the way that Matthew Stafford has been playing. But there is a path. The 49ers have to duplicate what the Tennessee Titans did, but I just don't think that they can do it because they were rushing 4 and dropping everyone back. You don't have that right now. You don't have 4 that you can send at the quarterback that can disrupt timing. They ran a bunch of zone and they kept everything in front of them. Matthew Stafford was looking to take deep shots. 1, he didn't have enough time. 2, it was covered all on the back end. The Titans had a masterful game plan for what they did last week. The 49ers don't have the personnel to get it done, especially when we consider, hey, thank you for coming back, Jimmy Ward. Appreciate you, bro, because we need you and we miss you. But if Josh Norman's ready to go, or if one of these rookies are ready to play, you are going to see the bumps and bruises. At the same time, I'm fine with them going through their development. I'm not fine with running out veterans who are going to get cooked, because in my eyes, that does nobody any good, because you're still getting cooked and they're not learning anything because they can't improve upon that. So this does not bode well for the 49ers. Nothing matches up well with them right now. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom.
No, it's just reality, man.
This is it.
Just reality, what the 49ers are. 31-13 Rams.
27-13 Rams. I think that there's eventually going to get to a point in this game where they take their foot off the gas pedal, run the ball a bunch, and, I don't know, man. Maybe Sean McVay wants to run it up because he's tired of hearing that he's getting owned by Kyle Shanahan. Yeah. And this is my thing to 49ers fans. Stop telling me that you own the Rams. You own Jared Goff. You don't own Sean McVay.
This is a totally different. This is like it's essentially if the Saints said we dominate the Buccaneers, so we're going to beat them with Tom Brady. But when we dominated them, they had Jameis Winston, which big Jameis Winston guy. But you get my point. Yeah. This isn't a Rams team we're used to seeing. This is a Rams team. Like they have their best quarterback since Kurt Warner.
Like, what I will say is this. One thing that I know about the 49ers is that I don't know anything. So watch this be the game that watch this be the game that they destroy the Rams or beat them and show up and play. Watch this be the game that gives us false hope, and then they go up and lay up a dud against the Jaguars. Like the one thing I don't know, the one thing I know about the 49ers is I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow right now. Jon Snow, you know nothing.
Jon Snow knows nothing. I get that reference. I'm halfway through that show.
Nice. I don't know anything about this team right now. Yeah. I thought I knew, but what you have to duplicate to what the Titans did last week, you don't have that right now. You can't. Harold Landry's playing out of his absolute mind. 49ers legend, out of his mind. And it's just it's something that you can't duplicate at this point.
Yeah, this is going to be the type of game that has me smoking out the window. Speaking of that, boy, oh boy, what an album. You like that transition?
I love it.
Hello, this is the part where the 49ers podcast is done. Jason and I are just going to talk about Silk Sonic for the next 3 minutes, and we're excited. What an album. Perfect.
Hold on.
Perfection.
I'm Inspector Gadget, but I'm also the freshest Inspector Gadget that'll go take your chick. By the way, let you know real quick if you want to actually play games, man. Don't play. We should have
in the podcast there. No conversation about.
Don't play with me.
No, dude. What an album! Perfect album. I think my big thing that I'm most excited about is Anderson .Paak's been very good for a very long time.
One of the best.
And I think he's gonna really start getting his flowers now because of this Bruno Mars project. Plain and simple.
Bruno Mars is actually the thing that I walked away with impressed, because I knew that about Anderson .Paak. Actually, before the last show that I went to, before the pandemic closed everything up, was a Free National show, which is the band that uses him and everything as well. And it was incredible, man. He comes out, he plays the drums, and he sings Gidget, and he sings it, and he's my favorite. He has been my favorite. But what I walked away with, Bruno Mars is incredible. Bruno Mars is incredible. His voice is incredible, man. And this album is perfect. This is a perfect album.
This is
an album I can play for my parents.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like the thing, man, I think the only like negative thing I want to say about it, and this has nothing to do with the actual quality of the album, is the fact that we got a third of it in singles, and there was only 9 songs on the album. I wish there was a little more, especially since they started releasing the singles for this song or for this album in March. That's when Leave the Door Open came out. But man, dude, yeah, Bruno. I wasn't a big Bruno fan when he had like the Grenade and his OG stuff. 24 Karat Magic, very good. Like I love that album. That was the first Bruno Mars album where I'm like, yeah, I love this album. And like, I just didn't think it's one of those things where like you don't think about Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak doing something together, because like they've always kind of been in different realms of music, and they come together, and you just kind of, it took one song with Leave the Door Open to realize, oh my God, this is gonna work. This is amazing. Like what? And like all these songs are amazing. I think my personal favorite is 777. I think that song is the most fun song out of the singles. I think Smoking Out the Window was the best one. But man, what an album, man. Like if you haven't gotten a chance to listen to it, it's a really easy listen because it's only 30 minutes. It's only a 30-minute album. And also, I just want to point out, Jason, I'm like fanboying so hard right now because when we started this podcast, you had your music podcast, and I was like, I always want to talk music with Jason, but I don't know music well enough, and I'm very excited to be doing this.
No, this is great, honestly, and I'm happy that that this album came out because it was a classic before it dropped. Like you said, once that first song comes out, you're like, oh, why did we never think of this before? Why aren't we funding this? And I'm glad that they took.
Change government spending to get more Silk Sonic albums. It's a political podcast now.
And I'll tell you this: I haven't been to a concert since that Anderson .Paak Free Nationals concert that I told you about right before the world closed up, and I will immediately be going and I will pay every little bit out of my bank account to do that. That's probably the best place to end this right now because people weren't here for this, but this is a good thing to talk about.
No. If you are still here, you knew we were talking. It's not like we just dropped the Silk Sonic conference. Our tweets all day have been Silk Sonic, and Silk Sonic. So that's just what it is. Yeah, man, I'm very excited for the tour whenever that ends up being.
I want to see it in LA. Like I want to just like fly to LA and see it there. That instead of watching it here in New York. I really do.
I would assume like Staples Center is a better vibe for a concert than Golden One Center. That's just
and they're both from Cali, right?
Google is my friend. I don't Google these people, man. Bruno Mars is from I think he is from California. I know he's Filipino. I know that, Google. Thank you very much. God, we love this. Born in Hawaii was Mr. Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak was born in Oxnard, California. So there you go. Which makes sense. Oxnard. He has an album called Oxnard. Let me alienate our fan base a little bit more. Adam Page is going over on Kenny Omega. Watch Full Gear. Go watch Full Gear. Go enjoy some real wrestling. CM Punk's wrestling Eddie Kingston. Tay Conti versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Jason is reaching to turn off the podcast. So Jason Aponte, as always.
Let's go Niners. And hopefully, let's just be competitive.
Let's have fun. Hey,
yes,
Niners.
Let's have fun. I hope both teams have fun.
Both teams have fun. That's what we're here for. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for listening. Download, listen, do the YouTube things that Jason likes. I forgot, not download. You can subscribe, comment,
like
notifications on, like the video, do all the Jason Aponte things because we're here for him. That's what we're here for. Go Niners. We'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Let's go Niners. Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners.